you being relatively new in the Geogessa space, um, how did you find Geogessa in the first place? I wanna know that.
It was really a random day during COVID, during that
Mm-hmm.
lovely summer, where we were all stuck indoors, and I'm pretty sure I bumped into like a GeoWizard video as he was, I don't know, either doing like a straight line mission or doing the "oh, I've been to this country" kind of video.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, wait, I want to guess all these locations. I want to see whether a location will come up where I've been. And I think that's the earliest memory I have of GeoGessa. And I think I spent a good 20 minutes in that day during COVID trying to figure out how to play GeoGessa.
Oh,
Yeah, 20
just
minutes.
to trying to figure out how to play, not even playing.
Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
very tech savvy, if you guys haven't realized. But yeah, and then I think fast forward 2023, 24.
Mm-hmm.
So the year before the World Cup last year,
Yep.
2023. Yeah, I think around November time, I picked it up again after can only imagine bumping into like one of Rainbolt's videos,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like hooked. I tried it. I actually got you know, the browser game, and I tried it out, and I was hooked. And I think I ended up playing GeoGuessr for a solid 3 hours every day for maybe 6 months. It was kind of like
That's
full
good.
steam ahead kind of thing.
But then, were you purely just watching videos then on GeoGuessr, or did you ever sort of delve into some sort of like Twitch
No, I didn't even know what Twitch was at that point.
2 years ago?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
2 years ago. I think I knew it existed, but I
Mm-hmm.
think I always thought like of streamers as PewDiePie, and that was like kind of my you know, Mr. Beast, I think, to an extent as well. But yeah, Twitch has always been quite new for me, and Discord I've only ever used to like play games with my close pals.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really realize that there was a GeoGuessr community. So I was just playing games the whole time. But then I realized that on YouTube, people are posting videos. It's not just, say, Rainbolt, for example. It's not just GeoWizard. There were more creators out there. So I think it was Geography Challenges. I think he was one of the first people I found. And I think it was through his reels on Instagram or TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. And then I kind of discovered then Zigzag, and who else was out there? Putting me on the spot. Chicago Geographer, Jake
Another one.
Lyons, and
Name
then
another one.
yeah, and another one, and another one, and they kept just rolling. And I was like, oh my god, there's so much GeoGuessr content. And then of course that helped me with like learning the game and
Mm-hmm.
kind of get better at it, and yeah, fall in love more and more with everything about it.
So I assume you probably joined slightly after the hype to actually go to the first World Cup, World Championship. Um, what made you decide to go to the second one? Was it just through people mentioning it through their videos? Considering you say you weren't really part of that community, you were just more of a content watcher.
Yeah, I think I was just really hyped to go abroad and for a game that I really loved. I've never really
Mm-hmm.
had that before. That I've been really like, I don't know, dedicated my life such a chunk of my life to a video game.
Yeah.
It's always been about music or like, like TV drama, or like, Doctor
Mm-hmm.
Who was always a big one of part of my life. Uh, yes.
I love Doctor Who.
And
Well,
yeah, it's
love's a
great.
strong word
We'll
now.
discuss
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we'll discuss that a later time. But yeah, so I was like, you know what, why not? And I think I already started talking to a few people before I actively tried to reach out to people because I didn't want to be like a little, I don't know, lonely little Polina just there by herself. So I
Mm-hmm.
tried to kind of make some friends, play GeoGuessr with people, try and reach out, be social.
These IRL
And yeah,
friends or are these online friends?
online friends.
Online
Yeah.
friends.
Uh,
Okay.
my IRL friends don't think GeoGuessr is cool, so
Oh well, they're missing
yeah,
out.
they really are.
Yeah. But no, who did you end up meeting, or talking to, and then them convincing you, or you convincing them to go?
I think probably geography challenges. I think
Oh.
Rory has been a pivotal, I suppose, part in me getting confidence in
Hmm.
reaching out to the community. And I think GeoCookie as well has
Okay.
been really welcoming and yeah, one of the first people I really spoke to um,
Hmm.
in my time as a new newbie in the community. And I think, and then I think as well, Namiski,
Hmm.
she also kind of introduced me to Geogessa a lot. Got to meet her at the World Cup itself.
It's always the
And yeah, and I
best.
think exactly, exactly. And then in the on the day, like at the event, I just met so many more people. Everyone was so friendly and so lovely, so chatty, and I was like, oh my God, I don't feel like a weirdo. Everyone's just, likes the same thing, and
Hmm.
I felt like I was going to be a bit of like a, not an outcast, but I don't know, who's this girl? Like, what's
Yeah.
she doing here? But it was the opposite because lots of people never met each other
No.
anyway. So it was a time for lots of people to meet IRL for the first time. So yeah, it was great.
I was there and I didn't know some people were turning up. I think it's Sound of Silence. I didn't know was going to be there. Just somebody who's been in Twitch streams and everything. And
Yeah.
I was at the Jake Lyons and CG meetup, and I was stood around in a group, and then someone tapped me on the shoulder, and then showed me Discord, and it was like me, my profile in Discord, and I was like, okay. So I pulled out my phone, checked my message requests, and it was like Sound of Silence saying, "I'm here, hello," and I was just like, I like it's that there are so many people there, despite it not feeling like it's a big like esport event. There are still so many people that you didn't realize were there. Like I, no offense to anyone I mentioned, but like even you, I didn't know you were there until the vlog afterwards. I didn't know like there's other people I've got to know since that I can see in some of the GeoGuessr sort of like promotion. Like even you made it in there that I didn't know were even there, and I was there, and I felt like I met a load and loads of people. So I fully understand that you thought that you might be alone in that space and or like not know many people, but like everyone I think I know is pretty welcoming. Everyone that goes to the World Championships at least seems to be inviting. But in terms of your sort of vlog that I just mentioned, was that sort of like your first foray into content for Geo, or was that the first one that sort of like hit?
Yeah, I think it was. I already started making videos of me just playing. I think it was like rainbow challenges and I think random maps. I think I put out maybe 6, 7 videos before
Hmm.
my World Cup video. I always wanted to make a vlog, and I thought the trip to Sweden was going to be quite special, and it and it was. It really
Hmm.
was. So I was really happy that I got to capture that. Got to capture, the journey, the beautiful, beautiful city that Stockholm is, the archipelagos, and most, importantly, the World Cup itself. I mean,
Hmm.
the fact that it was in that city hall where Nobel prizes are hosted, like it was really surreal. So I didn't think the World Cup would gain as much traction as it did throughout the community. So it was really great to, I guess, experience, you know, that hype, not
Hmm.
just through my eyes, but through the eyes of others as well, and also watching other people's vlogs as well. It's the same event, but it's from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And for those
it,
that
it
don't
was
go,
it was a great time. Yeah.
yeah. No, but you said you made 6 or 7 videos beforehand, potentially somewhere around there. But what sort of made you want to start that first video?
So when I was a kid,
Hmm.
or I don't know, like 12, 13, I think I was like really into PewDiePie. I don't remember. Like into those, YouTubers back at the
Hmm.
time. And I was like, well, maybe I should give this a go. And then, 10, 15 years ago, I had like another YouTube channel where I kind of focused primarily on the music I used to listen to
Yeah.
and just, chatting and yapping about Doctor Who. And, I really enjoyed that, making the video, editing them on Windows Movie Maker and stuff.
The classic.
And The classic. And I remember one of my videos hitting like 250,000 views, and I was like, oh my god, this is it. I've made it. And then, GCSE started A levels and it just kind of dropped. But so when I rediscovered, and then for that, it's kind of sad to say, but between then and now, I haven't really found anything that excited me as much as, music or Doctor Who did back when I was a teen. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start documenting kind of this new passion of mine. I didn't really care what traction it got at the start. I just wanted to kind of document the journey, see my progression, especially because I don't know. I thought that was quite decent at the game as I first started. I felt like I was picking up, the metas and all the information quite quickly. So I was like, oh, is this a world champ in the making? Not
Is
really,
it?
but
No. Okay.
but, the optimistic 2023 Polina thought so,
Yeah. But I'm sorry. I keep you keep going over it, and I keep saying I want to keep the conversation going in in the direction we're
Okay.
going in. But you keep mentioning Doctor Who, and I just need to talk about it for like 2 minutes.
Of course, of course, hit it.
Like what got you so invested in Doctor Who to begin with? Um, what was like the one episode that you can remember, like that first sort of dragged you in?
Ooh, well, of course it was Rose, but that was like back in 2006 when I
Mm-hmm.
was still living in Omsk in Russia. And I remember like I had a sick day at school and I put on the TV and this random, episode was playing and they were
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, it was the London Eye and then the mannequins moving and I was petrified, but I was so glued to that episode.
That's the first
And
ever episode, isn't it?
it was, well, yeah, of the
Yeah,
new
of the
Who, of
new.
the new
Yeah.
era. Yeah, with Christopher Eccleston. And I remember that episode for some reason kept on airing over and over again. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Russia at the time didn't have any money for, other episodes. but that episode really stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until 2014. So bear in mind that was 2006. It wasn't until like 2013, 2014 where I
Yeah.
rediscovered it. And it was a David Tennant episode I watched. But the thing is, it was Love and Monsters, the one that I saw again. Like the worst episode ever written.
I'd probably taken it out of my brain. Like I don't want to know
Yeah.
anything about it anymore. No.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But anyway, that was like the first one I watched in this era,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my god, who is this Doctor? That's not Christopher Eccleston. Who are all these characters? It's very crap."
It's not the same
But
episode over
anyway,
and over again. What the hell is this?
no, right? But turns out he regenerates, and there were far more episodes, and that was
Mm-hmm.
just one random episode that was kind of a bad, bad coincidence that it was on. And then yeah, I was like, oh my god, I used to love this show as a child. Let's watch it
Mm-hmm.
again from the beginning, and yeah, I was just glued for a good 5 to 6 years. It was just lots of Doctor Who.
And have you watched
Yeah.
everything?
Yes, so I've watched all
Yes.
the old Who as well. I
Oh,
only watched it once. I had to kind of
mhm.
drag myself through it. I'm not a fan of
I'm not
you
that much
know,
of a fan.
old cinema. But you know,
Mm-hmm. But no, that's really cool. But you did drop some lore in there that you used to live in Omsk.
correct. Yes.
What, when, why, how? Is there?
Um, so, right, story time. Um, so I'm half Russian, half
Mm-hmm.
Ukrainian, but I was born in Omsk in Siberia,
Okay.
and I was raised there, went to school there, so I speak Russian. And then at the age of 9, I moved to Belgium, to Europe,
Mm-hmm.
to the Western world, and then when I was around 12, I moved to the UK, and that's where I've stayed ever since.
Okay. You definitely have fooled me. Probably some of the other people.
Haha.
Yes.
My
That
master plan.
that Southern English accent is far too strong to. But yes, I think probably the name Polina gives it away. But right, let's get back to some sort of GeoGessa style questions. You were recently invited. Recently, it's semi recent at this point, to Jelotus's ladies tournament that he put
Yes.
on. What was your thoughts around that? Did you think that was a good like initiative that was put on? Did you enjoy getting the invite, and did you enjoy the day in itself?
Oh my days. I mean, if I have to be like super honest, that was fangirling. I was like, oh my god, Jelotus invited me to the tournament. It was a big hype moment, and maybe you can cut that bit out.
Nope. I'm clipping that bit
Yeah,
and sending it just to him.
thank you. Sorry, Jelotus. No, I was super. It felt like a huge privilege to be part of that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember when Gelotus reached out, and it might sound sad, but I don't know. Like I still feel like a bit new to the community because you guys know each other all for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It was a nice little bit of recognition, I guess, or sort of like, oh yeah, GeoPopo, she exists. Let's get her involved. And yeah, it was just really, really sweet, and it was, it was incredible to play against other women, especially as the ratio of men to women is quite striking. So yeah, it was great to just be in a space full of women and
Mm-hmm.
play against each other, and also play against some legends. I think I really enjoyed the game with Emily. Lasted, I think, like 16, 17 rounds. It was an insane match. Edge of my seat, and eventually she did get the game. But yeah, it was lots of fun, and then it was the iconic moment of Nadia calling me. How did she call my name? Was it GeoPopo or
I
something like
think yeah,
that?
I believe so. I did have the stream a
Yeah,
bit muted considering I was
yeah,
watching the competitors playing, screen watching, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember in chat poo poo coming out quite a bit. So is that how
Thank you
you
for
know
that
wait,
choice of words.
uh is that how you want to be referred to now, or are you still sticking with GeoPopo?
No,
Okay.
it was, yeah, yeah. I never thought that Popo kind of had the connotations that it
Mm-hmm.
does. I mean, even in Russian, like you don't say Popo, you say kind of Popo or
Mm-hmm.
Popa, which means but, all things. But I didn't tie the dots, connect the dots together as I was thinking of a name to add on my channel.
Yeah.
um, but
Was
yeah.
GeoPo taken, or did you just like was like Popo your nickname?
Popo has been my nickname
Mm-hmm.
amongst like friends.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's also like been Lena, but I'm not. I don't know. Lena is a bit. It's the Polina, right? It's the
It's the
Po
po.
that
It's
makes my name.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Popo.
Um, oh, so Popo comes from like it's a old story, but
Mm-hmm.
like the Teletubbies,
Yep.
you got Po.
Yeah. I
That's where it comes from.
think I had a Po toy when I was younger. Po's the red one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I had Po like a beanie toy, and I used to put my finger in the circle and spin him around. I
As you
was
do.
yeah. I mean, it was my comfort toy. I mean, I would still do it to this day. I reckon if I knew where Po was.
Just spin it around.
I yeah. I won't do that to you. Don't worry. Um.
Anyway, moving on.
But recently you've started streaming as well. Uh,
Yeah.
is that would that purely be a Geogessa stream, or are you planning on doing other things with that?
Um, it's a good question. I've always been really reluctant to stream,
Hmm.
mainly because of my own, I guess, I don't want to say insecurity, but uh, the known fact that I can't multitask for so love of me. So
Hmm.
yeah, and for a long time I was like, oh, I'll never be able to stream. I can barely do a YouTube video. I can bet like I have to yap, pause playing, and then play, stop yapping. Right? It's kind of
Is it really that
stop
bad?
start. It can be,
Okay.
but I don't know. So, and I remember I once hopped onto a stream of one of my best mates, Sammy BTV. Check him out.
Shout out.
And shout out. And I was basically teaching him how to play Geogessa, and it was the most difficult, convoluting, uh, I don't know, moment of my life. My brain was literally fried. I didn't know what to
Hmm.
say because I knew I was on camera. I knew I was, being vocalized, you know, to a unknown streaming platform.
Hmm.
It just kind of like scarred me. But then I really got into watching other people stream in the past maybe 6, 7 months, and like shout out Zen, his streams,
Oh, yeah.
honestly
Almost daily,
incredible.
aren't they?
Oh, they were. We need to have a
Oh,
word with him. Like it's not great. It's been slacking.
well, yeah. Listen up, Zen.
um,
The
yeah.
fans want it.
Um, exactly. But yeah, I watched lots of streams with Zen, and you also got, of course, Zigzag and Mate Potato, all the lovely streamers out there. And I don't know, I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could do it.
Hmm.
So I gave it a go, and I didn't die. My
No,
head didn't explode into thousands of smithereens. So yeah, so I did it again and again, and it's actually a lot of fun. So I'll definitely keep going.
do you sort of gain energy while you're doing it, or because for me personally, I've done it for. I say I've done it. This year I've not done it. I didn't do it for like 4 months. But like 4 years before that, I was sort of doing it semi consistently. But I seem to get drained when I
Really.
stream. Like the emotional, like I think that's what. But why I prefer doing YouTube videos over streaming is because
Mm.
I can be on for a few minutes or half an hour at a time, and I can go off and I can come back and do something else. Whereas streaming, for however long you're doing it, normally around 2 hours for whatever I'm doing. Like I am, I could be the most rested person in the world, but then like 2 hours in, I'm like yawning. I don't like all my energy sapped from me, and like emotionally afterwards, I just want to just sit there and do nothing. Like I don't know what it
Yeah.
is, but I assume it's not the same way with you. You seem to be excited and pumped up to go and do it again.
Yeah, I don't quite, have to revert to a fetal position and rock
I'm
backwards
rocking,
and forwards.
100%.
Yeah. No, that is yeah, it's a really good point because I didn't think I'd get so energized from
Hmm.
streaming. I guess it's the fact that, it's talking and chatting to people about a subject we all love,
Hmm.
and care about, and that does give me energy. I think in real life, I am quite, introverted.
Hmm.
I have energy for my closest friends, and at work I'll network if I have to, but I do prefer to sit in my room and, I don't know, just listen to music. That's kind of my preferred way to spend spare time, I suppose. If not that, I don't know, playing sport. But yeah, I didn't think streaming would give me the energy it does. And funny enough, one of the other reasons why I started streaming is because I really, really enjoyed, and I still enjoy making YouTube content,
Yeah.
but it just takes so much time. It takes so much time to, think about the idea, find a day where all the stars align so you can, get the time in and the energy in to shoot your content, and then you also have to edit it, and then I don't know, I get quite nervous when I upload it, thinking, oh, will people actually watch it, or do
Yeah.
I just look silly? Whilst with streaming, I feel like I can be a bit more relaxed than myself,
Hmm.
and I don't know, it's less stressful.
I get it. Like it's the real you, and you just know like cuts to it. So,
Yeah.
but even like yeah, no, I still find like I am just putting out the real me in streams and in videos for the most part. Like, but like I'm not a different person, but I'm still feel like I'm putting on a facade, like
Yeah.
a character, even though I'm just the same person away from it. So that I
Mm.
think is what probably drains the energy. Is like I still feel like I'm having to act when I don't really need
Mm.
to, and I'm not really. So, but I feel like there's a pressure to always be entertaining when the camera's on. But I know
Yeah.
from watching other streams, you don't need to do that. Like it doesn't need to be like that. But I still have that pressure when the camera's on. Um,
Mm.
for you and your videos, have you got any plans for any videos coming up soon? at all, or are you purely sticking to streaming for the foreseeable?
That's a great question. So I think last time I posted a video was, I think 7 or 8 months ago,
Hmm.
or 5 months ago. I don't know. I checked this morning and I was like, oh God, and let it not be a year. And I do want to make another video, and I think maybe stay tuned. I
Hmm.
have lots of ideas. Like I don't know who I was talking to a few weeks ago, but like in the night, like I get such like energy, a wave of energy, and then lots of ideas come through. So I have to like always write them down. So I got maybe like a 3 page, 4 page Word document of all these random GeoGuessr like
It's a
videos
lot
or
of
like
videos.
yeah, like ideas just I've had, or funny lines that I could say. I know it sounds sad, but like if I don't write it down, it'll just stay in my head.
Are the funny
So I
lines
won't
for
sleep.
specific videos, or are they just in
Yeah,
general
or like
funny
just
lines I can say?
titles.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of a person that laughs at their own jokes, so sometimes it's not even ever gonna make it public. It's just for my for my own sanity.
Go back and
Yeah.
read it, and oh, I was funny that day. Next.
Exactly. Who
Okay.
doesn't do that? Come on. And yeah, and yeah, so I definitely do want to do a few videos, and I'll be going to the World Cup
Hmm.
in August, and although I'll be only going for 24 hours, I think it'll be a cute little 24-hour vlog that I'm aiming to do.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just need to like you know make some room in my phone because it is out of memory um,
Yeah.
from all the unedited vlogs I've attempted to make.
What have you been? Have you been traveling and trying to make vlogs?
Yeah, yeah. Like back in the winter, I did a bit of traveling because UK
Yeah.
winters are depressing, so always trying to escape. And I did get go abroad a few times and shot the vlogs. I just have not edited them because every time I try to, my phone keeps on crashing. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand. Like I will shoot something and then I think the World Cup vlogs that I've done in the past, I've always, as soon as I've got home, I've done it, like turned it around in 24 hours to get it out, because then it just, off the hype of the World Cup and all of that. But a lot of videos, I'm in that same way. Like I record things and then I either won't put it out for months or I won't put it out at all, because I'll watch through it and I'll go, that's not perfect, or that's not as good as I wanted it to be, or anything. It was like, oh, I have to listen to my own voice, which is what's so great about these, because I just barely go and barely cut them. I don't have to listen to my own voice, and I just put them up. Um, but no, I'm looking forward to seeing some more stuff from you. Did you have any other topics you want to cover quickly? Anything else you want to yap
Uh,
about? Anything pressing?
Anything pressing? Oh, I don't know. We need more women in GeoGessa. I
Mm-hmm.
think that needs to be a thing.
How do
I don't
you go
know.
about that?
I don't know. What do they do with STEM? They go to universities, they go to school,
Mm-hmm.
and they encourage girls to apply for STEM. Maybe we need to do those GeoGuessr roadshows. I really don't know. It's just
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're a girl, when you're a woman,
Yeah.
of any age, like for example, I work in IT, for example, and I'm kind of usually the only woman in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a feeling that I carry throughout most of my time as a person. And of course, with GeoGuessr, there is a lot of women already, incredible women that play the game, and you can see them on the big screen, and it's super exciting. Seeing more function out there. Although she didn't quite make the wild card, I don't know, it just brought me a lot of joy seeing
Yeah.
that female representation. But there isn't quite enough, and sometimes when you in the room, or like I don't know, you just want that more of that energy, more of that girl energy going on. And yeah, I don't know how to fix it,
Yeah.
but it's something that's on my mind quite a lot.
I was gonna say potentially more tournaments that are aimed at lower represented groups. That potentially. I'm also unsure of how. Like, I made a video talking to three women, and I
That was a great video.
hope they would come up with the ideas, but it's one of those ones where it's not it's a at the heart of it, it's a memorization and geography game. Like, it shouldn't have such a disparity. Maybe because it's still a game or whatever, that like that stigma of game sort of comes into the forefront when people sort of hear about it. But I don't think it should. In my eyes, like, I think personally throughout my life, I've just always gone, the best person should do the job or be
Awesome.
representing or something like that. So I would also love to see more women. I'd love to see more everyone. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
it's just I don't know how to go about fixing it. So if you've got an idea, hammer it home. Once you think of it, I'm sure you'll think of it. It'll come up in your book at some point. Maybe you've already written it down.
Maybe I just need to scroll down and take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, thank you very much for talking to me. Everyone,
My pleasure.
go follow. I'll put the Twitch, YouTube in the comment or the description, and I'm sure I'll speak to you again.
Thank you very much, little one, for having me on this show. Great content as always. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Adios.